Hello everyone and welcome back. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. And for those of you who don't know, my name is Linnea and I'm a second year law student here in Canada. So for today's video, I am going to be busting 5 myths about law school. If you would like to know the truth, then just keep watching. So myth number 1 is that when you're in law school, you have no time for anything else. So this is false, obviously. You do have time for other things, you just have to make time. Yes, your time will be limited, but that extra hour or two that you spend at the library studying might not make a big difference, but having a night out with friends could make you feel so much better and give you energy and motivate you. So making time to do other things outside of law school is absolutely necessary, and you do have the time for it. It is possible and you can make the time. Myth number 2 is that if you're going to go to law school, you have to know exactly what kind of law you want to practice. This is also false. I still don't know what kind of law I want to practice, and that's totally okay. You're going to law school to get a law degree, and through all of the courses you take, you will learn what areas of law you like, what ones you don't. And a lot of the professors that I've had or people that I've encountered in the past year in law school have said that they started out in one area of the law and they ended up in another one and they like it so much more. Most people's experiences that I've heard, they have gotten where they are now very indirectly. So they started out thinking they were interested in one thing and ended up being interested in something else. You just have no idea where the law is going to take you. You have no idea what you're going to like. So it's totally okay if you don't know what kind of law you want to practice when you first start law school. Even when you graduate, you might still not know, and that's totally fine. The best thing you can do is take as many courses as you can in different areas of the law and really figure out which ones you like and what stuff you find totally boring and that you never want to do. And who knows, you might end up doing it anyway. So you don't have to know what kind of law you want to practice to go to law school. Myth number 3 is that class rankings are the most important thing. I do not currently know my ranking from my first year. I have no idea, and guess what? It really doesn't matter. The only thing that you can do is do your best. You should always be pushing to do your absolute best, and it doesn't matter if you are the best as long as you are your best. As long as you're pushing yourself, it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, it would be cool to be at the top of your class, but it doesn't necessarily mean that if you're at the bottom, you're not going to get a job, or that you're not as smart, or you don't work as hard. It doesn't mean any of those things. Law school takes the best and brightest from all different subjects, all different undergrads, and puts them all together. So everybody's really smart. Everybody works really hard. So it's inevitable that some people, some of those really smart, hardworking people are going to be at the top and some are going to be at the bottom, and it really doesn't matter where you fall as long as you are trying your absolute best and working hard and always trying to improve. Once you get out into the real world and you've had a couple of jobs or even one, your class ranking no longer matters. What matters is the kind of person that you are and the kind of work that you do. So don't worry so much about your class rankings or even your marks. Just always do your best. That's the only thing you can ever do. So just do your best and you'll be fine. Myth number 4 is that law school is just 3 years of constant stress. There will absolutely be moments of complete stress. You're freaking out. You have so many things to do, as with anything in life. If you've done an undergraduate degree, if you've been in high school, literally in every stage of your life at some point, there's going to be so much that you have to do all at once. If you've never experienced this, you're very lucky. But of course, there are going to be times of stress in law school, but it is not 3 years of constant stress. There are fun times, there are more relaxing times. You get the whole summer off, you get Christmas break. You just have to make time to relax. You have to actually make that a thing that you do, to take time out of your day. Going back to myth number 1, that you have no time for anything else, which I said was false. You have to make time to do other things that will relax you and relieve your stress and make you feel better and more motivated. So it is not 3 years of constant stress. You will go through a lot of stress, absolutely, but you will in any area of life, and you will once you become a lawyer. So you just kind of have to work with it, find what makes you feel better and relaxes you in those moments, and sometimes you just gotta ride out the stress, but it will not be 3 years of constant stress. It is fun sometimes. And myth number 5 is that law students are super competitive all the time, and that you are essentially competing with every other student that you go to school with, and every other law student in every other school that's the same year as you. This I say is a myth because I was fortunate enough in my first year to make some friends and to encounter mostly very friendly people. Most of the people that I have met and that I've spent any amount of time with in class or whatever are actually very nice and very friendly and very supportive and helpful. I haven't come across someone who was just completely cutthroat, or maybe I just don't know, who knows. But at the University of Ottawa, they really try to foster kind of a community environment where you help each other, and I think that's great and it's very helpful. And so maybe it's just my own experience that everybody actually has been very supportive, but I haven't really dealt with a lot of competition. Of course, it's in the back of your mind, like you want to do well. You don't want to be, you know, the bottom of the barrel. Like, so there is kind of that little bit of competition in your mind, just that you want to keep up, you know, you want to be as smart as everyone else, you want to work as hard as they do, and you want to feel on top of things like everyone else does, and that's normal. But the cutthroat kind of stuff I have yet to actually experience, but that could just be me and my experience. Or I just might not notice it, I don't know. And the other thing is that, yes, technically you are competing with all of these other people, but every person that you're going to school with has different experiences and they want different things in life. They want to be a different kind of lawyer, or they bring something else to the table, so you're not in direct competition with them. Probably a lot of people will want to do family law, some people will want to work on Bay Street, some people will want to do environmental law, you know, and everybody has something different to bring to the table, and you just have to figure out what that is for you. What makes you different? What makes you unique? What experiences do you have that set you apart from everyone else? So you are sort of in competition for those, you know, first jobs when you get out of law school, and even for the summer. But don't feel like you're competing with all these other people, because technically you're really not. And if you work hard enough and you are motivated and you set goals, you will get where you want to be. It doesn't matter how many people you're competing with, you will get there eventually. It might not be a direct route, but as I said before, very few people that I've talked to who are now lawyers working in the field that they love got there directly. They took a lot of turns and a lot of different paths to get there. So just remember that, and remember what makes you different and what sets you apart, and don't feel like you're always competing with everyone else, because you're not. You are different, you are unique, and try and remember that. So that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that this busts some of those myths that you maybe held yourself about law school. It really is a great experience. It's not all stress, it's not all competition and freaking out all the time. It really is a great experience. You learn a lot and you get out of it what you put into it. Those 5 myths are officially debunked, according to me. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!